Hello everyone, my name's Chaos Unison, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to build a moss farm. So this is the design I've been working on here in my creative world. Got a couple of other versions, but kind of synced it all up to this and think it's a little bit more compact and nicely sized. So we're going to be working with a 15 by 23 by 21 area. So make sure that you have enough space. And you can see here that all of the moss is being created by a dispenser into a moss block. All of the moss is being harvested by pistons pushing in stone from a stone generator, and then collected by water streams that all are being sent down to the bottom here. The items will then come up to our item filter system, where we have all of the different items that we can get from bone mealing moss, as well as some extra bone meal that actually sends back down to the farm in order to keep it self-sustaining. So let's go ahead and take a look at the materials list here. So if you want to go ahead and pause your screen now, this is about everything you'll need. Numbers aren't exact. I did the best that I could to count to make sure that everything was here. And if you are curious, this is the raw material resource that you will need to be able to create all of these. Let's get started with the block by block tutorial. First thing you're going to want to do is place a sticky piston facing upwards like this, and then an observer facing upwards like so, with the face coming up here, and then another observer one block apart from this side, just like this. Next, you're going to want to take a solid block. I'm going to be using lime concrete here and place it right on top of the second observer. Next, we'll take 4 droppers and place them each around the sides like so, connecting like that. Next, you'll want to take 4 hoppers and place them on top of each of the droppers here, like so, and then a rail on top of each of those hoppers with a hopper minecart on top of each of those. Next, we're going to come down beneath each of the droppers here and create a ring of glass connecting the front of each of these. Now, we're going to enclose this ring with more glass for a water stream that will be coming around like such. Now, this is the point that you'll want to determine the orientation of your farm, because we'll be sending the items off in one direction. This will be the backside of the farm where the item collection system is. Now, we're going to place a block here and extend this off by 11, added 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we'll want to fill in the rest of the sides like such. When you have this done, place a soul sand at the end here, and then place a blue ice and a pressure plate right in front of such, and encase the soul sand with glass around like so. Coming back around to the dropper with the glass right next to it here, place a water source right in front of it. Now come around to the next dropper, and to the left of it, place a blue ice with a pressure plate on top. Place another water source here, and do the same to the left of this dropper as well. Now place a water source here as well, and at the end of this water, come ahead, place a blue ice, one last pressure plate, and then another water source. Around the soul sand block here, we want to create a tower 15 blocks tall surrounding on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And do the same for the surrounding sides. We'll be coming back to this side later. Back in front of the hopper minecarts, go ahead and place some glass around the side like so that the hopper minecarts are protected from being jostled around. Also, go ahead and create a glass ceiling around your water stream like such. Now, place 4 solid blocks in the center here, 2 of which will be temporary. Place your moss block on top of that and remove the bottom 2 here. Now go ahead and create a 7x7 stone platform centered on the center block. Now go ahead and place an additional block on each of the corner like such in a pinwheel type fashion. Then go ahead and place a dispenser on top of each of these blocks on the outside. Next, come down underneath each dispenser and place a solid block with a 1 block gap under each block under the dispenser and place a redstone torch underneath each. Now, place some additional blocks here, here, and here next to each of the redstone torches, and go ahead and take some repeaters and redstone dust and come around and connect them like so. Making sure that all of those repeaters are on a 1 tick delay, go ahead and take this 3 wide platform and extend it out by 2 additional blocks. Place a redstone dust in each corner, and then place 4 more repeaters like so. We will want this one on 4 ticks, these 2 as well on 4 ticks, and then the last one here on 2 ticks. Now, coming back here up to the top, go ahead and build a ring of glass around all of the dispensers here, like so. And then go ahead and place a water bucket inside of each of the dispensers. Next, go ahead and create a layer underneath the glass with stone like such. Then from this point, go ahead and come out 2 blocks from that stone platform and create a ring of solid blocks around the outside of the inner platform. And remove the blocks here. Now, take your pistons and go ahead and create a line of them 5 blocks wide facing inward like such, centered around your moss block like such. Go ahead and do this for all 5 sides. Now, making sure that we are starting on the side where our water stream is, go ahead and place redstone dust like such, connecting all of the pistons, and then repeaters on 2 ticks of delay to extend the signal throughout. You don't have to worry about any more redstone dust past that point. And to do a quick test, go ahead and place a redstone torch to make sure that all of the pistons are pushing inward as expected. Next, go ahead and take some solid blocks and create a well underneath the pistons like such, extending 1 block past where the pistons end. Do this for all 4 sides. Right now, your farm should be looking about like this. Go ahead and take some more water and place them in each of the corners here on the sides opposite of each of the piston lines here. Then take some glass, cover the top of each of the water sources there, and connect the tops of the pistons with glass as well. Now, go ahead and take a lava source and place them on the middle of each of these. Just like so. And our stone generator is pretty much done now. Now, go ahead and take a dispenser and face it into the moss block with the back of the dispenser facing towards your bubble baiter. Then take some hoppers and create a hopper line 7 back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now go ahead and place a solid block on top of the dispenser and a glass block on top of that. Next, go ahead and take a piston and place it facing down onto the top of your moss block like so. Now, go ahead and take another glass and place it here, and then some more solid blocks and fill out the rest of the hopper line like so. Take a redstone dust, place it on this hopper below, and connect it along the line here. Place another redstone dust here, a repeater here on 4 ticks, and then another redstone dust on top of the piston. Now, go ahead and come back down next to the water stream here, and what we will do is place a couple of blocks like this, or here, so that we have a U shape with 4 blocks here in the center and 2 on each side. Now, place 2 hoppers facing into each other like so, a comparator coming out of each, a redstone torch here, 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 and here. Then go ahead and place 2 sticky pistons like so, and a redstone block on top of one of them. Now go ahead and place 5 items into one of the hoppers. Alright, from this point now what you'll want to do is take some solid blocks coming from the output here, and what we're going to want to do is come 1 block out and build up a bit of a staircase like so that we can connect to this redstone line. Connect this with redstone dust like so. Next, what we'll want to do is place a couple more solid blocks here, another redstone dust connecting that, and then another repeater here on 2 ticks. Lastly, what we want to do is connect this section here to our staircase as well, and then connect as well with the redstone dust. Now that we've gotten the majority of our redstone completed here, let's go ahead and finish off our item storage system. So first thing that you'll want to do is go ahead and come down all the way here and make sure to fill up all of this column with water sources so that the bubble column will actually push up all of the items to the top like we want it to. Next, once up here, go ahead and take 4 temporary blocks and place them like so. Now, take some hoppers and place them directly into the side here, and make sure to clean up any mess that might happen with the water below. Okay. Now, what we'll want to do is remove these temporary blocks after placing 4 more underneath, extend this platform out by 3 additional blocks, like so. Go ahead and place a comparator coming out of each side, and 3 redstone dust here. Actually, we want this 1 block lower. Now from this point, go ahead and place 4 more blocks here, and 4 more blocks here, like so. Now, since I'm in creative, can't easily do crawl mode, so we'll just remove these temporarily. Place 4 repeaters coming in like that, and then replace your blocks like such. Lastly, come around the front and place 4 redstone torches just like such. Now go ahead and take your chests, and you have a little bit of room here to decide how much you want for each of the items, since we will be collecting moss carpet, azalea bushes, and the flowering azalea bushes here. So decide how many chests you want for each of those items. We can extend this further downward to make it a little closer, We just want to make sure that our platform comes to at least this level here for our item collection chamber. For this video, I'm just going to go ahead and place 3 chests here like so. And we're going to protect this up a little bit with glass. Now go ahead and place your hoppers like such into each of the chests. And make sure that you finish this out for all 4 of the item filters that we've just built. Now what we'll want to do here is actually prime the filter. So we'll take our moss carpet, and then the azalea and flowering azalea, and then you'll want one additional item that will not be coming out of here. So in this case, I'm just going to be using glass. Oh, we lost a torch down there. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to be using glass, and you just want to place 1 of each. And you can use any type of storage system that you want to here. The next part, however, is going to be important in dealing with turning this into a bone meal farm. So now what you're going to want to do is take 4 composters, place them like such, have hoppers coming into them like so. Now let's go ahead and build up the rest of the bubble vader here, or the item stream. And we'll place 1 last one here. Now, what you'll want to do is take some additional chests like so. Have some hoppers coming into this, and make sure that we can collect all of the bone meal from all of the hoppers below. Lastly, what we'll want to do is, from our hopper line going into our dispenser here, we want to have some hoppers coming up at this chest here, where all of the bone meal will be coming through. So this farm is creating bone meal from all of the excess items that do not get picked up by the item filters here, converted into bone meal, and then sent back into the farm. The nice thing about this farm, however, is that we get more bone meal out of it than we put into it. And so we will end up getting a lot more items eventually here. You will have to jumpstart it with probably 20 to 30 stacks of bone meal in order to get it going. However, once this chest with the moss in it fills up, you will start getting more bone meal than it is consuming. Now we'll go ahead and put the finishing touches on the farm. So what we'll do here is create a little bit of a platform so that we can access all of our items. And what we'll also want to do is to actually create a on-off switch for this farm as well, just so that we don't get any additional lag or anything on the server. So go ahead and place a lever down with a sticky piston coming underneath, and some slime blocks coming down like such, with a redstone block here. When we flick this, this will go ahead and stop one of the hoppers here and prevent it from cycling the farm. Last thing that we want to do is to come underneath here and create another little item or stairwell coming down to the ground and coming all the way over to our original sticky piston. Now we'll want to place a redstone torch here, and then take some redstone dust, connecting it along this way. There. This will turn off the redstone torch, keeping the item droppers down here from spitting out the items into the water stream. Now we can go ahead and turn the farm back on. And you can see that the hopper clock will continue cycling through and that everything will be acting as normal. Now, one last thing I did want to mention about this farm is that occasionally you'll see that all of the water will be out of the dispensers on the main platform. If that ever happens, come around and turn the farm off, and you'll see that the water should still be out like such. Come on down here, and this redstone dust right here, go ahead and replace with the torch, pull it back, and then place a redstone dust back in its place, and you'll see that all of the water is now gone. You can come back up, turn the farm back on, and everything should now be working normally. Now, we haven't put bone meal into our dispenser yet, so we're not actually getting any moss. But let's go ahead and start with a test for about an hour to see what the drop rates on this look like. Okay, so we're back now. It's been about an hour with the farm running, and just wanted to give you guys a couple of little bits of information to make the farm a little bit more efficient that I didn't point out in the original tutorial. So first of all, we'll want to make this area here too tall, just to make sure that none of the moss carpet can actually come up on the sides. I was noticing during testing that it was frequently coming up onto the sides of the glass here, so let's just go ahead and make this too tall all the way around so that that can't come up. Another thing that I noticed was that this dispenser and this dispenser right here were pushing items back and forth and just getting stuck here instead of coming into the center to get picked up by the hopper minecarts. So what I did down here is I actually shifted the timings on the repeaters. We want this one, I originally said 4 ticks. We want this just on 1. And that one we only had on 2 ticks, but that one we also want just on 1 tick delay as well. Last little bit that I forgot to mention is that we do want a glass roof up top here to prevent the items from just spilling out the side. Can't talk. Okay, so now let's get into the actual rates. So left it pretty much going for a solid hour. We were able to get about 2.5 double chests of moss, about 3/4 of a double chest of moss carpet, a couple stacks of azalea, and a little bit less of the flowering azalea. The totals are here on screen, so it's about 8,700 moss per hour, 2,500 moss carpet per hour, 750 azalea per hour, and about 500 flowering azalea for a grand total of 12,600 or so items per hour. Now, because our moss didn't fully fill up this chest, we weren't getting a backlog of bone meal. However, I did fill up this chest entirely with 54 stacks of bone meal. And as we can see here, we've got bone meal still pretty full up in here. So we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 35 and almost 36 stacks of bone meal left. So we went through about 18 stacks of bone meal in an hour's worth of testing. So it's still pretty darn good rates overall. And know that this will start turning into a really, really powerful bone meal farm once we get the moss block completely filled up here. And as the other items fill up to the top here as well, the bone meal farm will become even more efficient. Now, one thing you can do to get around this is if you just want to take items and fill up some of the chests with even just 1 item per slot instead of 64 like I did there, then you can go ahead and limit your storage on how much of what type of item you want and have the chest fill up sooner so that the items will instead be coming over to the composters and turned into bone meal. So yeah, overall, I think the farm's looking pretty good, looking pretty complete at this point in time. Would love to hear what you guys think about the farm and if this works for you. If you've got any questions, please feel free to contact me in the comments below. Otherwise, feel free to like and subscribe if you want more content like this on your channel. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you very much. Take care.